Hey, what's up guys? This morning I've been working on something and I'd really love to show you what I've been up to. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you could provide some feedback. So if you have a particular build in mind that would make this place a little bit bigger or a little bit better, or if you have some scenery suggestions or any suggestions in general, let me know down there in the comments section, or if you like, you can follow me on Twitter and let me know there at TSMC 360. We can have a bit of a chat whilst we're at it. Also, if you want to make absolutely anything that you see in this video, all you have to do is find my Park Tutorials playlist. You'll find that in either the card system or the description below, and it'll show you how to make absolutely everything in this video. You can make it individually, or you can make it all together and you can make something like what I have here, but that's completely up to you. So, this morning, I was wondering to myself, how is it that I can tie a lot of my older builds together? Now, these older builds don't necessarily need tying together, but I thought that it'd be cool if we could have a way for these builds to flow into each other, because it's cool when things overlap. And what I've came up with is a park, like just a regular park, a public park, somewhere that you or I or anyone can go to. So here we have the entrance, we have the entrance gate, we have actual gates here, we have a light, we have walls on the left and right. These walls don't go all the way around the park because eventually this park is going to get bigger and bigger and better. So I didn't want to enclose the place to have to knock out the walls, to have to replace them. You guys get the idea. So why don't we take a little bit of a walk through this? We don't often walk, do we? We usually fly like Superman, but we're going to walk through this place. I've done a fair bit of landscaping around here. There's paths that take us to all of the attractions, there's lots of trees, there's lots of grass, there's lots of plant life. We have a lot of lights around as well. So the first reason that you may want to come to this park is this lovely, amazing looking tennis court. This tennis court didn't really necessarily need to be applied to another build, but it's cool that we found a place for this. You could have put it on a mansion, you could have applied it to your school or any sort of bigger house, but I think there is excellent looking in this park. It makes sense here. It looks really cool, I think. And you can easily, like I said, with each one of these builds, I'm not going to keep repeating myself, you can find a tutorial for this in the card system or the description below, and if you like, you can build a park very, very similar to this for yourself. So, not only do we have a tennis court here where you can face off and make pretend that you're at Wimbledon when you're not stuck in the webbing in the middle, but as we walk around, and do note that there's loads of paths, there's loads of lights, there's loads of trees. That's the very center of the park, by the way, and it's kind of cool, so I'd like to show you. So we're going to go right around the park, and there's loads of benches and stuff that we have, and we have podzol that kind of leads you to like little areas that you don't necessarily have a proper footpath for like we have here, but like if you follow the podzol there, you'll see that we have a soccer pitch or a football pitch. It depends what part of the world that you're from. We'll call it soccer just for the sake that everybody knows what we're talking about when we say soccer. So this is a soccer pitch. I did decide to change the colour of the pitch. I decided to use rows of clay, but this is a soccer pitch. You could use grass for it, you could use green wool, any variety that you like, but I think that it's a pretty cool thing to have, because this build doesn't really belong anywhere else. Like, you could attach it to my school if you wanted to. That's a fairly valid place for it, but to have a soccer pitch in like your back garden or something doesn't really make sense. So like applying it to a house, I didn't think that it made too much sense, but in a local park I think it's right at home and it looks great. We have some benches, we have some seating areas, and we have a football pitch or a soccer pitch. I'm sorry, I apologize, but it's a pretty cool thing to see. And talking about the cool thing in the center of the park that I want to show you, and we have a bench here, this is a duck pond. We have a pond right in the very center of the park. So this build was originally intended to be part of my Animal Houses series. Now, ducks don't exist in Minecraft exactly. I like to use chickens and pretend that they're ducks. That's as close as I'm going to get without installing any mods or any skin packs or anything. But this is a duck pond, and whilst it could be applied to several suburban houses, I think it looks even better in your local park. And of course you can place some ducks, chickens in the center of that, and they would be right at home. And it's pretty cool, does it? It's pretty cool. It just makes sense here. It just looks right, doesn't it? Well, what else do we have? We do have a couple more builds, and we don't have that many because I want you guys to suggest what else would belong here. I do have a couple of ideas for myself, but I'd love to see what you guys also have to suggest. And if any of you have played Pokemon Go, this is just a little bit of an Easter egg because I'm so into the game. That is a Pokestop. And I just thought that that's just kind of a cool idea to just add to your park. And you can personalize it. I mean, if you wanted to, you could turn that purple, or you could just turn it into something else entirely. So, something else that we have over here right at the back of the park, we have an outdoor basketball court. I think that this looks pretty cool. And once again, we've got loads of trees around it. We've got loads of seats, and it's just a pretty nice looking outdoor basketball court. And whilst this has been applied to my school, I actually use this very same one on my school building. Of course, you can add it to suburban houses and mansions and stuff. I think that it makes even more sense in a public park setting. I think that it looks really cool here. It looks good. It does. Everything does here. I'm surprised by how well all of these things meld together. So that's the basketball court. And if we go to the last attraction of the park, like I said, not very big this park. It could definitely stand to be bigger. I'd love it if this thing was absolutely massive. I'd love to build loads more stuff. And over here, as we walk through the trees and the greenery and we walk across the path, we find a little playground, just like a little kid's playground. And you know what, I'd actually like to make a bigger version of this with better looking rides. I don't think that rides is really the best name for what these things are, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, better things to play on in the park is what I'm really trying to say, but for some reason I just can't get that out. So we have a seesaw, we have a swing, we have kind of like one of those weird jungle gym cage things, we have a really suspect looking sand pit, and we have a merry-go-round. And I'd love to make a bigger, better version of this, and this is just a little kid's playground that I invented once. Like I actually applied this to my school, and I thought that it was kind of like a cool standalone build, and here we are. So I decided to apply it to a park, because where else does it make sense to have a park in a park? You guys know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much the last of these builds in my public park, and that's why I'm making this video. And I'm just going to trim this tree a little bit so we can actually walk around, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm not sure what else I should add to this. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback and opinions. I'd love to hear what you guys think I should add to this pretty amazing looking park. I mean, as we look at it from down, or as we look down on it from the above, I mean, we have a pretty cool setup already. I mean, we have the soccer pitch, we have the basketball, we have the tennis, a lot of sports related stuff. We have the duck pond, we have the children's playground. I mean, what else should I add to this? Should I add, like, I actually have this idea. I think that I might add like a public swimming pool to this. Should I add like another sports related pitch? Should I add like a football pitch, like an American football pitch? Do you call them pitches? I'm not sure. Like, should I add like a baseball pitch, or whatever you call them, baseball field? You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, what else can we add to this that would make it really cool? I mean, could we add some like little like carts, like where you'd be able to like buy hot dogs, like hot dog stands and stuff? Let me know down there in the comment section. I'd really love to hear what you guys think I should add, because I'm sure that you have some amazing ideas. More animal related stuff. Should I add a mini zoo? Should I build an actual proper big zoo? Let me know. I just want to hear your guys' opinions. I honestly do. I'll be down there in the comment section sometime tomorrow afternoon, so there's going to be a bit of a delay on the responses, but I'll see if I can get chit-chatting with you guys and see if we can come up with some awesome stuff for this park. Since my campsite is getting very, very full and we've been running out of ideas, I've wanted a new project to work on, and I think that this park could end up looking absolutely amazing. So if you guys wouldn't mind, do provide some feedback. I'd really love that. Thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at TSMC360. Let me know there. Let me know down there in the comments. Like this video if you wouldn't mind, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, guys.